Hello there, you're very welcome to the Boom&PlatformHire Senior Football Championship semi-final between Arklow Geraldines Ballymoney and Carnew Emmets. I'm Daniel Kennedy, I'll be on the commentary. With me on the co-commentary is Padraig Murphy. How are you getting on, Padraig?
Very well, thank you. Very well, looking forward to this game here now after the first game was a thriller.
Of course, the first match was the Darcy Sands Intermediate Football Championship semi-final, a win for Avondale. But here now, the senior semi-final, final, the prize for this match. We're going to get the Arklow team up here now. Starting off in goal for Arklow is Adam O'Leary. Cornerback is Carl Kerwin with Tom Maher in fullback. Change to the starting lineup there. Tygo Callahan doesn't start. Number 21, Kieran Hyland comes in. In the half-back line, Chris O'Brien Jr., Aaron O'Brien and Pádraig Birmingham. In midfield, Sean Hurley is partnered with Paddy Kavanagh. In the half-forward line, another change to that starting lineup. Mark Hurley comes out and Joe Kinlan comes in, number 17. Chris O'Brien Sr. is centre forward with Paul Moore in the left half-forward position. Stephen Hurley, Brian Hurley and Dara Fitzgerald make up the full forward line. And now for Carnew. For Carnew, in goal is Cormac Doyle. Michael O'Rourke, Justin House and Cormac Redmond make up the full back line. Ken Cullen comes in for Owen Young at right half back with Tommy Collins and Dan Redmond partnering him in the half back line. Jack Doyle comes in for Conor Bean and he'll be partnered with Podge Dorn in midfield. Richard Green, Ben Brosnan and John Doyle make up the half forward line with Owen Kavanagh, Colin McRae and Sean Murphy in the full forward line. Anthony Nolan from Balticlass is the referee here today. Any pre-match predictions for yourself, Podge?
I think it's a very hard one to call. Obviously with Carnew, it's very much the Ben Brosnan story. I think he got 10 points the last day and he's been a real catalyst for them since transferring in. We could see Kieran Hyland, I see he's named late on the starting team sheet as he was the last day. He might well go to mark Ben Brosnan. But I think just as importantly, Carnew will have to look at who's going to mark Paddy Kavanagh. Paddy Kavanagh has been very, very effective and he doesn't seem to be starting midfield. I didn't think that he would. Dara Fitz has come out to midfield. Paddy Kavanagh is starting over there wing forward. It'll be interesting to see what the matchups are like over there.
As you mentioned there also as well for Carnew, it is Ken Cullen and Sean Murphy who are in the midfield there. Number 8 there, Sean Hurley for Arklow, the only named midfielder. Anthony Nolan doing the pre-match checks.
And it's Chris O'Brien marking Ben Brosnan. Chris O'Brien Jr.
Chris O'Brien Jr. Number 5. Anthony Nolan checking the watch and he throws the ball in and away we go. Sean Murphy gets a hand to it, but Arklow have possession. Dara Fitzgerald out wide, running forward there off him is Pádraig Birmingham. But he's going to just take this ball into the corner. He's going to use Pádraig Birmingham. Pádraig Birmingham has a chance here to score. He looks for the inside, but brilliant by Cormac Doyle to get it out there. But it is a free in for Arklow.
I think there was an advantage played there. I don't think there was anything wrong with what Cormac Doyle did. He's gone down interestingly there. I wonder did he clash boots with someone?
Seems to be the impacts of that kick out. Number 13, Stephen Hurley will be taking this. While Cormac Doyle is seeking a bit of attention, they are bringing on the physio. So already, quick start already for Arklow playing into that breeze. The clock on the scoreboard is working. It didn't work for the second half of the last match, but that seems to be up and running. Stephen Hurley with a chance to put Arklow in front. Takes his shot, curls it over, and that is the first score of the game. Arklow 1 point, Carnew 0.
And we'll see just how sore Cormac Doyle's right foot is there now from this kick out.
He seems to be hobbling a bit alright when he's coming out. Looking to shake it off. Cormac Doyle assessing his option, winded his back. He goes long into the midfield. Arklow though should be the team especially R&D. Chris O'Brien Sr. on to Dara Fitzgerald. Dara Fitzgerald gets it out to Paul Moore. Paul Moore assessing his options, gives it back to Dara Fitzgerald. Inside now to Aaron O'Brien. And O'Brien forward to Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley again assessing his options. In here to Chris O'Brien Sr. Chris O'Brien Sr. looks to hook it in. It's dropping. A fist there from an Arklow man, however, deflects out. And that should be collected by Pádraig Dorn. It is. And he comes away with it. Or not. Just holding it up. Not really urgently breaking out. Here's Tommy Collins. Gives it inside. Carnew have worked it out now. Bit of space in front of Ken Cullen it is indeed. Ken Cullen is fouled and a free to relieve the pressure, and Ken Cullen gets on with it quickly. Out to Cormac Redmond. Cormac Redmond's ventured far forward. He gets it into Colin McRae. McRae shoots, hits it in there. Sean Murphy's in the full forward line. It bounces and it looks to have just gone wide. Or is it?
Referee's calling for a 45, I think.
He seemed to have two hands in the air there.
I think he's calling for a 45.
See here now, Anthony Nolan going into his umpires. Sean Murphy surrounded by two players in there. Big man though, like a good target man to have in there.
Sean is a big man, and with that wind, I'd imagine that Carnew will look to pump a lot of ball into him.
He's given a 2-pointer, yep. That's a 2-pointer there for Conor McRae. Bounced over.
I thought the umpire waved it wide.
From the look of it, he did, but I think Anthony Nolan saw different. 2 points to 1 now to Carnew. Just 3 minutes gone. Adam O'Leary. Short ball, but Sean Murphy doesn't get there. It's brilliantly caught by Tom Maher, but it's a free in.
I think he won it inside the arc.
Inside the arc. And Carnew with Ben Brosnan now. Wind at his back. Chance to go 2 points ahead. It's been a quick start.
The arc player needs to be very careful there. He didn't pass the ball over to the Carnew man. He just threw it on the ground.
Just on the edge of the arc. Ben Brosnan. Lining it up. Going through his regular routine. He'll swing that ball a few times before he's happy. With the orange luminous boots, Ben Brosnan hits it high and it drops it short. Adam O'Leary catches. O'Leary bursting out, but Conor McRae, brilliant tackling. But Chris O'Brien Jr. should see it out here now, and he does. Arklow coming away with it. Out here now, wide, Joe Kinlan. Joe Kinlan on the ball. Edmund was just his cornerback partner, but he decides to go inside. Darragh Fitzgerald. Darragh Fitzgerald just weaving his way through, but Ken Cullen is showing it is a wall in front of him. Joe Kinlan trying to burst through a challenge. Carnew though getting great pressure on him. But Arklow come away with it. Chris O'Brien Senior into Carl Carwin. Oh no, that's not Carwin. Parmick Birmingham. Paddy Kavanagh across the pitch, across the box.
Acrobatic from Paddy Kavanagh. And it was it Brian Hurley got the hand on it?
Brian Hurley got the hand of it. Whether umpire has waved it, one umpire has waved it wide, the other umpire has waved a goal.
Bit of confusion here.
Bit of confusion. Did Brian Hurley's goal count? And it's already
I think this is going to be waved wide.
Yeah. They're picking up both flags. They'll put the X in front of the post to signal for no score.
Paddy didn't get to it in time.
It was a brilliant acrobatic effort for him to reach his leg that far across, but unfortunately it's just a little bit too late to it. Cormac Doyle now with the kick out. Carnew 2 points, ATB 1. Cormac Doyle's going to go long into Larna Parker. John Young gets a hand to it, however John Kidlin picks up the pieces. Bit of patience now. Carl Carwin on the ball. Carl Carwin letting it back to Aaron O'Brien. Aaron O'Brien shifts it out wide. Paul Moore on the ball. Scored a few 2-pointers last time out against Antoker. He's brought this one into the corner. He's not going to go for the shot. They've worked it back here. And then back to the midfield to Darragh Fitzgerald. Darragh Fitzgerald not opting to use Chris O'Brien Senior, but jinks forward. Darragh Fitzgerald still with it. Back to Paul Moore. Paul Moore, it's worked back out to Joe Kinlan. Working across the 45. Warwick Birmingham. Long ball, looking for Chris O'Brien Senior. He doesn't get there. However, Stephen Hurley got there to keep it in play. Arklow still just playing it across. Darragh Fitzgerald. Out to Joe Kinlan. Joe Kinlan weighing up his options. He just works it back. On to Darragh Fitzgerald. Is he in a shooting position? No. But he breaks through the challenge of Podge Collins. Now Carl Carwin has it. Has a chance at a score. And he takes it. Levels things up. AGB 2 points. Carnew Emmets 2 points. The patient build up. Leading to that score. Cormac Doyle now with the kick out. Option to go long. Looking for Owen Kavanagh. Owen Kavanagh catches it, takes his mark. Conor McRae has made a run into space. In her pursuit is Chris O'Brien Jr. Conor McRae takes it. Scored that 2-pointer earlier on. Has got a bit of space. He has got through Chris O'Brien Jr. But Chris O'Brien Jr. does well. And now Arklow are back in possession with Tom Maher. And Tom Maher is fouled. And Arklow can relieve pressure. Come away with it down now the right side. Out to the cover stand side. Work back inside. Now to Aaron O'Brien. And O'Brien is Joe Kinlan just in front of him there. Joe Kinlan working it across. Reeting up a bit of space here now. Paul Moore opting not to take anyone on. Just recycling it. And they're just gradually working down into the Carnew half through the defence. Darvis Streld hits it in. And he gets it back. And it's worked out wide. But back over to Paul Moore.
Paddy Kavanagh's getting lots of attention over there.
Seems to be on the ground. Is he on the ground there?
It's not him on the ground, but there was 2 or 3 men backing him for that last move.
And Carnew have a free out now for handling on the ground from Arklow. And tap and go. Here now, and the referee has spotted the man down. Who's down there, can you see? Dara Fitzgerald. Down on the ground. There's a bit of space there for Dan Redmond to run into before the referee called the halt. So far, a bit of a quick start. They're
yeah, it's been cagey. Both teams teasing it out, seeing how it's going. Arklow have got the better of the Carnew kick out just from 3 so far. They've won 2 of them, but it's very early days yet.
Of course, that was Connell score so far for Arklow. Cornerback coming up, Carl Kerwin to equalise. We had Stephen Hurley got a point from a free, and Conor McRae with a very unorthodox 2-pointer.
Chris O'Brien is now playing fullback, marking Conor McRae.
And Darvis Streld is up. Looks to be okay to play on. We should be getting back underway here. Ben Brosnan has the ball in his hand, a bit further away from the goal than he usually would be. Dropped a free short earlier on, Ben. He gets us back underway. Looking for an easy ball, but that's definite foul, yes, there from Brian Hurley on Podge Dorn. Podge Dorn now in possession. Not using his runners there, gets it back to John Young. John Doyle. Jack Doyle on the ball now. Carnew looking to work this forward. Podge Dorn with the ball in hand. Out to Ben Brosnan. And they're like Arklow a few moments ago, just gradually making up the distance as they get forward. The options don't seem to be great for Carnew when they're looking forward. Even Podge Dorn was just waving his hand there, looking for lads to come towards him.
Arklow have dropped deep. They're defending zonally. They're against the wind. They're just trying to stop that early ball inside, I think.
And Richie Green on the ball now. Green working it across the 65. Podge Dorn in the midfield. Podge Dorn looking for a Hail Mary into the box. Sean Murphy doesn't get there. It bounces through. Adam O'Leary collects. And Arklow should be able to run this back out now with Chris O'Brien Jr. on the ball. Gives it out to Pádraig Birmingham. Pádraig Birmingham inside to Paul Moore. Paul Moore deep in his own half. Joe Kinlan. Joe Kinlan can't get away with Sean. Does well there to shift the challenge from Sean Murphy. Dara Fitzgerald. Back out wide, and just Arklow there's not much urgency with Arklow going forward. They're happy enough just to play it around the middle. But now Paul Moore has brought it into the Carnew half, and he does have a runner there, and it's a brilliantly found ball to Hurley. Hurley at a high challenge there from Justin House. Sean Hurley was nearly through on goal.
I'd say there'll be a card there.
Has to be. I suppose the challenge he sort of had to make. But that is the risk when you're going in that high.
But Arklow are very well set up defensively. They're defending zonally. They're almost forcing that long ball in, and they have Chris O'Brien ready to sweep it up there when it does go in long. The first score of the game obviously came from one that bounced over the bar, but I don't think Carnew have been much of a threat outside of that.
Of course, Ben Brosnan, as we mentioned earlier, he dropped a 2-pointer attempt short. They'll need to have him fire him. The intermediate champions currently Carnew, looking to go to a second final 2 years in a row. Of course, our hurlers, of course, will be out next week in both the intermediate and the senior. Justin House has just received the yellow card for that challenge. Paul Moore.
Is it Paddy Kavanagh taking the free?
Taking the free. Paddy Kavanagh looking at the target, stepping inside. Paddy Kavanagh should score this, does score this, and it is AGB back out in front, 3 points to 2. Just 11 minutes gone in this half. Three points to 2, Cormac Doyle. Sun's just going in, Cormac Doyle has the cap off. Goes long, looking for Sean Murphy, and Sean Murphy doesn't have it. Handling error there, and Joe Kinlan now with it as Arklow have possession back. Chris O'Brien Jr. sprays it out wide onto Paul Moore. Paul Moore, Ken Cullen jockeying him, but he does well to shift any possible challenge, and Paul Moore still going forward. He gives it in now to Stephen Hurley. Stephen Hurley out wide looking for Chris O'Brien Senior. Ben Brosnan tackling back there, but Chris O'Brien Senior kicks it forward, and Michael Rock gets to that, and Carnew have relief pressure now. John Doyle brings it inside. They're trying to work it out, but Jack Doyle's under some serious pressure here. But he firms that well, and Pogs Dorn.
That's another foul from Brian Hurley.
Is on an advantage here now. There's a couple of challenges in there, and Pogs Dorn gets us away quickly. Quick tap and go. And it's hit forward. Ken Cullen can't handle the ball. And Sean Hurley wins that back for Arklow. But he's been well hounded there by Tommy Collins and Cormac Redmond. Chris O'Brien Jr. now with the ball. Carnew have overturned. Tommy Collins looking to get forward. Can't. There's a wall of Arklow players in his way, but it's recycled back, and Pogs Dorn now has it just over the 45. Pogs Dorn to Owen Kavanagh. Or Tommy Collins. Tommy Collins.
Another long ball.
Long ball in. Adam O'Leary does deal with it. Carl Kerwin picked up the pieces there. Well from. I think he knew his cornerback colleague was just sweeping in there to pick up his pieces. Aaron O'Brien on the ball. Out now with Paul Moore. Just again slowing things down again. They're not too eager to go forward. The wind has really died down significantly as the evening now is going on. So there's no need for any rush. Chris O'Brien Jr. just was happy enough to recycle it back. Darragh Fitzgerald into the middle there. Aaron O'Brien. Long ball forward. Well gathered. And back to Aaron O'Brien. Aaron O'Brien has Paddy Kavanagh there. Paddy Kavanagh just slaps at that, and Carnew overturn.
It was a poor ball. It was just behind Paddy Kavanagh. He hit the slowest run to try and catch it behind him.
Carnew, they're not showing too much pace to break here, but in fairness to Ken Cullen, he's kept the ball well there.
No, Carnew have a very clear game plan. They're holding possession, they're getting their bodies where they need them to be, and then they're looking for that long ball into Sean Murphy.
They're working it down underneath the covered stand side. Conor McRae, only scorer so far for Carnew into Owen Kavanagh. It's back with Brosnan. Very identifiable there with the luminous orange boots.
See, John Doyle has drifted inside there now.
Richie Green has got to take on his man. He gives it into Tommy Collins. Probably was a little bit too late for that. However, Tommy Collins is fouled, and there's a free. Should be a simple tap over for Ben Brosnan. A chance to equalise. We've just got 14 minutes gone in this game. Another ball being kicked in there. There's no complaints about the flatness of the ball, maybe, is there, from Anthony Nolan? Or no? Let's drop one short earlier from a further distance. This should be simple enough for a player of his calibre. Swinging the ball. And Brosnan has equalised. Ben Brosnan with his first score today. Carnew 3, Arklow 3.
Halfway through the first half, Carnew are bound to be very, very happy with how the game has panned out so far. They're dictating how they want to play, and they're slowing the game down, but it's working for them.
Adam O'Leary Opting to go along, looking for Aaron O'Brien. Richie Green is marking him well, and Richie Green does get a hand to it, and Ken Cullen has it. Ken Cullen surrounded by two Carnew players and Arklow players, and Arklow come away with it now. Sit inside to Paul Moore. Paul Moore back forward here is Star Fitzgerald. Chris O'Brien Jr. shifts a challenge from Tommy Collins. He's on the advantage now. And it's kicked forward. Joe Kinlan has to check back to get it, but does have it. Owen Kavanagh just in front of him. Sit back inside into central to Darragh Fitzgerald, weighing up his options. Not too eager to get the ball forward, potentially lose the ball. But it does work here now. Park Birmingham. Birmingham on the ground. Carnew players tackling him well. That's a free out for Carnew. Who was the referee calling here? He's calling over to Park Birmingham. Not releasing the ball, was it? Or a bit of aftness in that challenge? Not.
I think he's saying that he flicked back. I'm wondering what sort of a card he's going to show here. I think it's a red card.
The black card for Park Birmingham. Arklow down to 14 men. Carnew now a man up. Things level. Carnew will need to take advantage of this man advantage. Ken Cullen now with the ball in midfield, or his own half back line.
Wonder will Carnew change tact now that they're a man up? Will they speed the game up a little bit?
Dan Redmond back to Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle spotting Ben Brosnan on his own. Ben Brosnan has a bit of a chase to make. He does. He keeps it in play well, but Aaron O'Brien was straight in his case, but he done well there not to allow that pressure toll on him. As Carnew come forward with Cormac Redmond, gives it out to Owen Kavanagh. Kavanagh now looking for Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy handles this one now. He checks inside, goes for the score, puts Carnew back ahead.
That's an excellent score from Sean Murphy, and all credit to Ben Brosnan as well, because it was a difficult ball. He kept it in play, and by keeping the ball alive, they got that score.
So Carnew now, we're only not even a minute with the man up, and they've got their first score. They'll need to start popping them on. You really do feel with this man advantage. Adam O'Leary with the cap on, goes long, looking for Aaron O'Brien, does get a hand to it, but Carnew pick up the pieces. And here is Ken Cullen. Ken Cullen back to Richie Green. Richie Green running forward. Richie Green has a bit of space in front of him. Joe Kinlan's in pursuit. Richie Green gets about to Colin McRae, the score of that 2-pointer earlier. Colin McRae for his second score of the game. Has he got it? He has indeed. It's a white flag for Colin McRae. His second score.
There was actually a goal chance on there. If you looked to his right hand side, I think it was Park Dorn had made the run straight through the middle, and there was definitely a goal chance there, but they get 2 points up anyway.
Say though.
Not surprisingly, Adam O'Leary is taking his time against the wind, the man down.
Eat up as much seconds as he can. He goes long again here, looking for Hurley. Sean Hurley doesn't get there, and Dan Redmond picks it up.
Carnew have been better on the Arklow kick out than they have their own.
Seem to be happy getting the breaks now. It's hit into Sean Murphy. Tom Maher shifts to heavy talent, but he shifts that well, and Tom Maher does get the block on, and Aaron O'Brien now is in possession. He gets it out here to the open stand side of Joe Kinlan. Joe Kinlan to Carl Kerwin. Carl Kerwin checks inside, and now to Darragh Fitzgerald. I suppose for Arklow again, keep possession, eat up the minutes. Aaron O'Brien going forward here, and on the ball is Paul Moore. Where's Paddy Kavanagh? Paddy Kavanagh has the pace to burn. Jack Doyle seems to be in pursuit, but he gets past him and a few others. Paddy Kavanagh shifts inside, shifts a heavy challenge. Still going across the Carnew 45. Gets it out wide. Arklow are getting, I suppose, Carnew now. They brought all the players they can have in this half back to the arc.
Yeah, and they're defending very centrally until the ball goes wide. They're doing really, really well. They get back, they cover that 6 area, and then they fan out a little bit. Carnew were very, very well set up.
And Paul Moore there just with that wide. His good left foot usually will be interesting to see how he gets on with the wind at his back in the second half. But Cormac Doyle now with the kick out. He goes short to Podge Dorn just outside the arc. On forward, Podge Dorn patiently going forward. Shift a heavy challenge from Brian Hurley. Ben Brosnan on the ball. Back to Pod Dorn. Dorn looking up.
2 hops?
Looked it. But play goes on. Jack Doyle's made a run forward. Chris O'Brien Jr. though stops that attack. However, it's going to be a 45 here to Arklow, to Carnew.
I think very, very briefly there, Carnew might have had only 2 defenders in their own half. Arklow were calling for a free. I'm not sure that you could say it affected play.
With Jack Doyle though, I think he made that run long from far out. Can be a tough old job for the referees and the linesmen to spot these things. Sean Murphy.
Still a few words coming from the Arklow bench towards the near linesman here.
None too happy. Sean Murphy now will be taking this 45. However, they're not happy with the ball itself. Good kick from Tiernan Zahal. Sean Murphy now to get us back underway, or to have an attempt for his second score of the game.
He's almost out on the sideline there. It'll be a good strike now if he can put this over, but it does have the wind at his back.
Going through his routine. Sean Murphy hits it high. It seems to just be tail. It has looks to have gone over. The Carnew crowd are happy and the umpire's happy as well. Carnew up by 3. It is Carnew Emmets 6 points. Arklow Geraldines Ballymoney 3 points.
Yeah, and Arklow very much know that they're in a game.
Still a man down. Arklow gone through about 5 minutes of that black card for Park Birmingham. Adam O'Leary goes long, looking for Sean Hurley, but John Doyle read that well, takes his mark. Yeah, I think it was it free. Anthony Nolan was giving him, and no tap and go.
You can't take a touch so long ago from a mark. John Doyle won a mark there.
But he didn't even take a touch, I don't think. He just went straight with the fist. But Ben Brosnan has it now.
It has to be John taking it.
Okay. Collins. Out wide to Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle assessing his options. Back to Tommy Collins. Tommy Collins out to John Doyle. John Doyle tackled by Darvis Shell. Wins a free from outside the 45. Sean Murphy is coming out to take this one.
Darragh Fitzgerald is complaining he doesn't think he fouled him, but I think he did come through the back of John Doyle there.
With a chance here now for Sean Murphy to put Carnew 5 points up. This is I suppose you say this is less difficult than the 45 you scored.
Yeah, it's probably closer to goal, despite being outside the 45, but it's worth 2 points.
Sean Murphy with white boots. Sean Murphy hits it high. It's dropping. It's gone over the bar. It has indeed gone over the bar. An orange flag raised. Sean Murphy with his 3rd score of the game puts Carnew 5 points up. Here we've only got 23 minutes played. And well, Carnew will be much, I suppose, 5 points up. Will they be dreaming of a final now?
Yeah, there's a long way to go yet, and they have to play against the wind in the second half, but they have started this game very, very well.
Adam O'Leary gets us back underway. Sean Murphy's underneath this, he wins it. John Doyle gets a hand to it, but Arklow, that was handled on the ground, I believe. And Arklow now to get the ball out of their own half. It's going a man up. Carnew have done exactly what you need to do. Just tap up, get over the scores. Chris O'Brien Jr. Kieran Hyland. Hyland over to Paddy Kavanagh. Paddy Kavanagh just bringing it down the left hand side here at the open stand. Jack Doyle jockeying him well, but Paddy Kavanagh now showing a bit of burst of pace to get through a few players, but he's been well marshalled by Carnew players. He does get a free for holding. And Arklow to start and eat up the try and eat up the deficit.
I actually thought Carnew defended very well there. I didn't see the foul myself, but
Kind of, Anthony Nolan was signalling for the hands around him. And now for Stephen Hurley, scored a point earlier on from a free. Stephen Hurley hits it, that is gone well wide. You can see what I was trying to do, trying to curl it in at the far post, but just misjudged it. Cormac Doyle with the kick out. Cormac Doyle to go along. Looking for John Doyle. John Doyle does get a hand to it and Ken Cullen picks it up. Ken Cullen got to that break and Carnew now to come forward. And he's calling it back here.
yeah, I think he thought that the Arklow player was still down on the ground with a head injury. It'll be a Carnew free.
Ben Brosnan, just simple ball to John Doyle. And back to Ben Brosnan. Tommy Collins moved in to this half, however he opts to go out wide. Here is John, the ball is Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle is just Paul Moore.
Arklow only had 2 players again, they were caught.
Ken Cullen
They've
on the ball.
rectified that now.
Here's Dan Redmond.
And Pádraig Birmingham is getting ready to come back on there.
Abraham out to Richie Green. Richard Green looking to take on Joe Kinlan. Doing well. Jockey him. Brought him into the challenge, but Carnew keep possession. And it's gone in forward here. Here is Dan Redmond. Goal chance for Carnew. Off the line brilliantly. And off the post of Sean Murphy. Arklow defending very well there here. I think that was Carl Kerwin on the line, but I'm not too sure. They come away with it now, Arklow. There's Carl Kerwin. Joe Kinlan with the ball in his hand. Yes, forward. Here's Pádraig Birmingham, who's just come back on. Pádraig Birmingham with possession. Yeah, and Anthony Nolan's calling it back. I don't think he waved him back on. I think he just seemed to sneak on there, did he?
There was no break in play.
Waiting for the break in play. Pádraig Birmingham a bit too eager to get back on. So
I'm not sure what the ruling is here.
Too many men on the pitch. This will be a first. This will be a first in my time commentating and reporting and going to these matches. You only get it in Wicklow, really. I suppose now Pádraig Birmingham is officially coming
I think
back
he's going
on,
to throw it up. I think he's throwing it up. You'd wonder at that. That seems... Sean Murphy's been called in for the throw up.
And he's a big man. Why would you not have him in the throw in? He's had a brilliant start to this game. Ball is thrown up.
Arklow in it. Sarah O'Brien.
And O'Brien checking back inside. The ball is worked out wide. Or worked back in the centre here with Paul Moore on the ball. Richard Green jockeying in front of him. But Paul Moore is working it back over to Aaron O'Brien. Outside of him is Chris O'Brien Senior. He opts to use him. Chris O'Brien Senior now with a scoring chance. That is that curling. That's going,
Not
dropping.
enough.
Cormac Doyle catches. Could have let that one go wide, but he wasn't taking any
45.
chances. And it's a 45 for Arklow. That's a free out. Sean Murphy going for it, being heavily challenged, but seems to get it. No, he doesn't. Aaron O'Brien intercepts the ball out to Ken Cullen, and Ken Cullen fouls Aaron O'Brien, and he gets on with it quickly.
I think Arklow only have... Oh, they've rectified it now again. Chris O'Brien ran back, but they only had 2 players again in their own half.
Joe Killen on the ball now. Gives it over to Chris O'Brien Senior. Chris O'Brien Senior looking for the run of Pádraig Birmingham. However, Justin House gets to it. Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle out to Cormac Redmond. Jack Doyle again. A couple lads just falling over here, but Dan Redmond now has essentially Tommy Collins. Bit more pace now to this when trying to break away. Richie Green shifts a challenge from Pádraig Birmingham. Collins. Darragh Fitzgerald fouls according to Anthony Nolan, but Tommy Collins takes the advantage, and now that surely is a second foul.
He'll be booked this time.
Darragh Fitzgerald, the guilty party in this situation. Anthony Nolan stopping the clock. We're 29 minutes gone here. The hooter should be sounding Had they announced that that's actually back working?
They didn't announce it, but it seems to be working on the clock, so I'd say we're okay.
It's Sean Murphy with another chance of a 2-pointer.
Yellow card for Darragh Fitzgerald.
He'd be the man to run at now. Sean Murphy.
He seems to have the distance. This is further out again, but
it's only slightly. From the look of it, it's only slightly. Like, again, it's probably that 45 he took was still a bit further out. Still a longer distance to go. Sean Murphy strikes through it. He seemed to slip as he was hitting it. And yeah, that slip has cost him. It's gone wide. And Arklow with the kick out. Adam O'Leary forgets his tee. If Mrs. Doyle was around, she wouldn't let him do that. But O'Leary now with the ball, with the kick out.
And should have 30 seconds to the hooter.
Gonna go long. Underneath that is Podge Dorn for Carnew. Unchallenged, he catches it. Doesn't take the mark, just gets on with it.
They're not allowed to tackle him. That's a free for Park Dorn now.
So Sean Murphy go back and take this, sir. Oh no, it's still his mark, isn't it? So Podge Dorn works it back to Dan Redmond. Dan, I suppose there's no reason for Carnew to rush here now. The hoot is about to sound, or well, it hasn't sounded, but we've gone into. There we go. No, keep going, Dan. I felt like a supporter there. Jack Doyle into the midfield. To John Doyle.
Dan was happy enough going in 5 points up.
Yeah, but his teammates weren't. And they've worked it forward here now for Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle still going forward. Sure, he's up carry. No, he hasn't. He's going to take the shot.
That's a free in, I'd say.
No, Anthony Nolan is saying get up. Park Birmingham. Park Birmingham hits it out.
Can Arklow work a score now?
Can they get forward in time here? Sean Hurley. It's Sean Murphy with a brilliant tackle to get it back. Colin McRae. On to Brosnan. Brosnan's going to go for it. Has he got it? Ben Brosnan has put it over the bar for a 2-pointer. 10 points to 3. That is exactly the end of the half Carnew would have wanted.
That last score from Ben Brosnan there, he hasn't had a massive influence on the game up until now, but that was a brilliant score. And to go in now 7 points up, that's massive for Carnew. It's
a great thing to be a forward. You can have a shocker for 29 minutes, but in that 30th minute you can do something special. We'll be back here in the next few minutes with the second half. Carnew up by 7 points.
Support Wicklow GAA and you could win a hybrid Ford Puma worth €33,000 or €25,000 cash. Get your tickets from your club. Don't forget Wicklow GAA's Golf Classic East is September 19th. Want to enter a team or sponsor a tee? Follow our social media for details.
The corner forward gathers it on the 21, but it's stolen by the cornerback. He's picked his pocket there.
It's dropping from the skies. The big man has it again. Oh, he's lording it today.
He's backing himself. He has the distance, but has he the accuracy? It's over the bar. Toshi Garuto. Toshi Hamilton. Him got it. Nobody.
Our GAA. We all belong here, in this place, at this time. We belong not because of who we are or where we come from. Being here means belonging. Belonging means knowing you're part of a community that has a place for all. Where potential is nurtured, where individuals become teams, who honour the legacy of those who went before and strive to build a legacy of their own. Some of us play, some of us used to play, some of us never played. We all belong. Belonging means having a voice, means being able to say what you think is right, being listened to. Belonging means respecting each other, means being there for each other, on the pitch, off the pitch. Belonging means rolling our sleeves up and doing what needs to be done. We all belong, whether it's our first day or our 100th year. We all belong here, because this place belongs to us all. Our GAA, where we all belong.
Wicklow GAA and you could win a hybrid Ford Puma worth 33,000 a year or 25,000 a year cash. Get your tickets from your club. Don't forget Wicklow GAA's Golf Classic East is September 19. Want to enter a team or sponsor a tee? Follow our social media for details.
Someone move! It's not good, boys. Who wants it? Alan! Will you just kick the ball out to the middle of the field? Get your head in the game, come on! Keepers! Jesus Christ, Alan! Will you catch the ball? That's your square, your responsibility! You called for the ball! Come on and get your head in the game! James, lads, he's lost the hunger altogether, that fella. Christ!
Eugene, listen, look, we're all worried about him. He's not in a good place. He's not himself. He doesn't need you on the sideline shouting at him with abuse. Look, go and have a chat with him and see if he's all right, will you?
Yes, I never thought of that. Hold on. Alan! Alan, come here! Alan, come here.
It's important to remember that underneath the jersey, GAA players are just normal people too. 4 out of 4 of us have mental health, and you don't have to be an expert to make a positive difference at your GAA club. Look after yourself and keep an eye out for others. Sometimes all you have to do is listen. Go to realtalks.ie/GAA to learn more.
Tá áitir le when a league. Wenne tá bio a fannacht lá nach tuach a riomh Peter. Wenne a hín siar ríist is ríist eile hí an áitir asmuid.
Well, lads, what's the crack?
Wenne nach stop a riomh go dagan a puinte nach féidir mu a stoppa. Wenne nach niúltín riomh don obair tala déna.
You got it all free?
Wenne chur na rai gach ile tradiisiún agus gach ile scéile chur rai hoganna. Wenne bíomhan linn na léitheanta hagan go deo. Wai hain, wahi hain, uha hain, wain hain. Tá áit le wenne líg. Áit linne lígí. Cumann Lucas Gael tá áit dúna lígán.
She'll forget it's her first day. She'll grit her teeth and try her heart out. She'll know that someday she'll master the lift. She'll never forget her first day. She is a camogie player, and she belongs where we all belong. GAA, where we all belong.
Good morning, John.
Morning, Tom. Your taxi waits.
The fact of coming back down here to meet up with the lads and everything and the contact they kept with me is an enormous boost.
There was a need there for us to look after our older members. My own father comes along and he was sick then before Christmas, so he didn't come here, and really I could see a difference in him. I felt that he missed his friends.
The Monday Club and everybody who wants to come along is invited. They're remaking connections that they had 20 years ago when they were all very active club members, and now all of a sudden they sit down and it's like they were never away from one another.
I think it's one of the better things that we've done on our healthy club journey because it means so much.
Support Wicklow GAA and you could win a hybrid Ford Puma worth 33,000 a year or 25,000 a year cash. Get your tickets from your club. Don't forget Wicklow GAA's Golf Classic East is September 19. Want to enter a team or sponsor a tee? Follow our social media for details.
A healthy club is where we all belong.
Irish GAA Healthy Club is a game changer.
In this place, at this time.
We belong not because of who we are or where we come from.
Being here means belonging.
Belonging means knowing you're part of a community.
A community that has a place for all.
Where potential is nurtured.
We're individuals.
Become teams.
Who honour the legacy of those who went before.
And strive to build a legacy of their own.
Some of us play.
Some of us used to play.
Some of us never played.
We all belong.
Belonging means having a voice.
Means being able to say what you think is right.
Being listened to.
Belonging means respecting each other.
On the pitch, off the pitch.
Belonging means rolling up your sleeves
and doing what needs to be done.
We all belong, whether it's our first day
or our 100th year.
We all belong because this place belongs to us all.
RGA, where we all belong.
RGA, where we all belong.
Cumann Luchla Scale, to Arch Dunya a League On. RGA,
where we all belong.
Our GAA, where we all belong. RGA, where we all belong.
Everything we do in the club involves the community.
The men are out walking, having the cuppa, chatting. We have a wonderful morning here and it fits us out for the week and everybody just goes home so happy. Keep out, keep about.
The war started in Ukraine and that's where our Healthy Club really came to the fore and worked really, really hard at helping to integrate. Margot does the most beautiful artwork here all around our grounds.
These people believe on my talent and after that I believe on myself.
Support Wicklow GAA and you could win a hybrid Ford Puma worth 33,000 euro or 25,000 euro cash. Get your tickets from your club. Don't forget Wicklow GAA's Golf Classic East is September 19th. Want to enter a team or sponsor a tee? Follow our social.
You're very welcome back to the second half of the Boom&PlatformHire Senior Football Championship semi-final between Arklow Geraldines Ballymoney and Carnew Emmets. Carnew leading 10 points to 3. You can see there, Arklow seem to have made 2 changes. Andrew Marr and Sean Crowley have come on. We're trying to figure out here who's come off. You reckon it's Joe Kinlan or?
I think Park Birmingham is, I don't see him out there.
17 there, yeah, Joe Kinlan is off.
And Park Birmingham.
Park Birmingham. Anthony Nolan to get us back on the way. Sean Murphy and Sean Hurley in the middle of the field. Sean Murphy gets his hand to it, but Sean Hurley does get a hand to it as well. But it's Carnew who will pick up possession. Here with Dan Redmond. Dan out to Richie Green. Richie Green now out to Jack Doyle. Gets it on forward for Sean Murphy to run into space. Keeps it in play at his feet. Sean Murphy scored a few points in the first half. Looking for Owen Kavanagh, making the move, but he just goes too high and wide. Just a bit too far for him to chase. Adam O'Leary to get us back underway. I suppose he'll be eager to get things back underway now.
Yeah, Arklow need a big performance in this half.
Of course, that Ben Brosnan 2-pointer right at the end of the first half is exactly what Carnew would have wanted. Does make this a very difficult task for Arklow, and they're in possession here. Carnew, Jack Doyle trying to get forward, wins a free. And Carnew,
double substitution.
we're about to get confirmation of who those subs were now.
Number 19, John Crowley, replaces number 7, Park Birmingham.
Yeah, Park Birmingham off.
53, Andrew Marr, replaces number 17, Joe Clinton.
So that's it, confirmed. Park Birmingham and Joe Kinlan off for Arklow. Sean Crowley and Andrew Marr on. Here's Ken Cullen. Shipping the challenge of Chris O'Brien Jr. Worked it out to Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle to John Doyle. John Doyle over wide to Dan Redmond. Redmond had a goal chance there that was cleared off the line brilliantly by Arklow. Now with Ben Brosnan. Brosnan just... Carnew can afford to be a bit patient here. There's no use in rushing anything.
Yeah, it's a similar pattern to the first half. They're just dictating the pace of play. Ben Brosnan sitting in a sort of a quarterback role, shifting it left and right, and they'll look for an opportunity to pump it in long now shortly, I'd say.
Ben Brosnan. Back to Colin McRae.
Sean Murphy's in the edge of the square with John Doyle, 2 big men.
And the tee is still out there actually. Ben Brosnan now finds a brilliant pass out wide to Jack Doyle, who's on the right flank. Jack Doyle, Sean Hurley in pursuit, and he gets it in now to Sean Murphy. Murphy with just Tom Marr in front of him. Sean Murphy now checks it back, puts it over the bar. Sean Murphy. He has been absolutely brilliant so far, both from play and from place balls. He puts out the margin here to 11 points to 3. I think the scoreboard has it wrong there, and Anthony Nolan, I think he's just waiting for the ball to go off. The scoreboard is corrected, so that's Sean Murphy with another point. Adam O'Leary gets us back underway. It's one there midfield, but Carnew with Ken Cullen has picked it up here in their half back line. Tommy Collins just checking back. Pink boots on Tommy Collins. Just not too eager to get it forward. Happy enough to recycle it back to Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan tackled by Chris O'Brien Sr., but he keeps possession. Still going forward, and there Arklow now have overturned it. Here goes Andrew Marr. Andrew Marr out wide. Shot there from, that was Stephen Hurley, who gets Arklow's first score of this half.
Yeah, great dispossession from Brian Hurley there. Worked hard to win the ball off Ben Brosnan. It's not easy to dispossess Ben Brosnan.
Cormac Doyle will get us back underway. As you were at half time, it's 11 points to 4. Long ball up, looking for...
Sean Crowley breaks it.
Breaks it, however, it only goes to a Carnew man. Michael Rock to Justin House. Justin House out to Dan Redmond. Work back to Michael Rock. The Rock going forward. Richie Green. That looked like a high challenge from Crowley. And it's a free out to Carnew.
Crowley's eager. He's definitely shown a bit of interest since he's come in at half time.
And they'll need everyone to be eager here if they've any hope of getting back up. To eat away at this deficit. Dan Redmond assessing his options, gets it forward, looks for Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy gathers ahead of Tom Marr. Sean Murphy jinks inside, going forward. Ken Cullen is a bit ahead of him, but probably too risky a ball, and he does well to work it to Richie Green. Richie Green cycling it back now to Dan Redmond. Dan Redmond across to Tommy Collins. Tommy out to Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan, brilliant arrow ball looking for Colin McRae, but it doesn't get to him, but Adam O'Leary gathers. Darragh Fitzgerald. Darragh Fitzgerald into Aaron O'Brien. Carl Kerwin. Into Andrew Marr. Bit of more pace now about Arklow. Gradually breaking up the distance. Chris O'Brien Jr. Andrew Marr. Just Dan Redmond in front of him. Gives it to Paul Moore. Paul Moore working across. Arklow just hanging onto it here now, and here's a chance for a 2-pointer from Hurley, and he's just probably not the best option there. Goes well wide. Stephen Hurley.
John Doyle and Crowley are getting to know one another here on this side.
Just exchanging details. Cormac Doyle got the cap back on, goes long. It's going, dropping high. Underneath that was brilliantly caught by Ken Cullen. Despite Chris O'Brien Jr.'s intervention there, Ken Cullen hung on well. Gets it forward to Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan back to Conor McRae. Darragh Fitzgerald shadowing him. He hits it in looking for Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy trying to be a bit cute there. Giving a little bit of a push to his marker going forward. However, Arklow firmed that and are coming away with it now. On the ball is Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley out to Crowley. Crowley back to Chris O'Brien Jr. Chris O'Brien Jr. out wide now to Kieran Hyland. Hyland, bit of it looking for the full forward there, Brian Hurley, but didn't go far enough. Colin McRae now with it. Back on to Tommy Collins. Tommy's looking forward. Checks it back. Here's Owen Kavanagh. Owen Kavanagh to Colin McRae. Back to Dan Redmond. Redmond to Kavanagh. Kavanagh back on to Redmond. Now Justin House. Carnew just recycling it back and forth here. No need to make any quick breaks. We get it forward now to Podge Dorn. Sean Crowley shoulders him in the back, and Dorn gets on with it quickly. Evades a few challenges there. Aaron O'Brien, surely another foul. Is Podge Dorn going to get away with it quickly? He is indeed. Dorn out wide to Tommy Collins. Collins just holding it up there. Now Colin McRae out to Brosnan. Brosnan out wide now to Owen Kavanagh to chase it. Well, not really, just walked into position. Dan Redmond. Back to Brosnan.
Again, Sean Murphy is setting himself up on the edge of the square. Carnew were very deliberate.
Well, Jack Doyle looked to use him. Jinks inside, looking to go past Paul Moore. Does get inside Paul Moore. It's a back out to John Doyle. John Doyle. Let's work back out now to Tommy Collins. Collins jinking inside. Gets past one. Has to go across again. Good tackling there by the Arklow defence. And Collins touches on the ground. It's a free out for Arklow. Back in possession. Here's Paddy Kavanagh. Gets on with it quickly. Tap and go. He's been told to bring it back. And Carl Kerwin now will kick this one ahead of him. Darragh Fitzgerald. Back to Carl Kerwin. It's going to be a free on the 21. And I've not thrown the ball back to him correctly. Or
I'm not sure, was it descent maybe?
For descent. I suppose we'll have to take that as Arklow now should have a tap over here, handy enough. Yep, they're going to go for the 2-pointer. Sean Hurley is keeping the ball in his hands. He looks like he'd be the man to go for it. We're having a discussion about it, but yeah, no, it is going to be right on the arc. Sean Hurley putting it on the turf. Sean Murphy got 2 from the turf in the first half, a 2-pointer and 45. Slipped for another one. The wind isn't too strong. But Sean Hurley off the post. But Stephen Hurley gathers. Back to Chris O'Brien Senior. Chris O'Brien Senior looks to hook it over. Has he got it? He has indeed. Chris O'Brien Senior makes it. Gets Arklow's 5th point. Cormac Doyle now to get us back underway here. 6 points in it, just 2 goals in it. Looking long. Crowley's underneath it, so is Ken Cullen. Ken Cullen does get to it.
Ken Cullen has been excellent.
Jack Doyle, on to John Doyle, who looks for Conor McRae. Kerwin in pursuit. Conor McRae just taking his time, working across. Here is Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle jinks in. Jack Doyle jinks again. Gets it forward to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, has he got it? He has indeed. His 2nd point of this half for Sean Murphy from play. Carnew 12 points, Arklow 5. And a substitute coming on here now for Arklow. Number 18 is Tiernan McBride. Not seeing who's coming off. I think I can see that there now. It is Chris O'Brien Jr.
He looked to be hobbling a little bit, Chris, and his knee is strapped up, so that's probably an injury to Chris there.
Carnew 12 points, Arklow 5 points. Adam O'Leary with the kick out. Gonna go for a long. Looking for Paul Moore. Paul Moore doesn't get there. He does now. Keeps on it despite the challenge from Dad Redmond. Hops it forward. Brilliant from the young man. Paul Moore still in possession. Gets it forward to Sean Crowley. Crowley's got a bit of space in front of him. Carnew are trying to close down, but Sean Crowley still going. And Carnew intercept brilliant, but is a free. I think there was a bit of a drag back there from the Carnew player. And maybe it was the afters just as he was hopping into that challenge.
Yeah, I didn't see what the free was for there, but I'm sure there was a free.
But he doesn't seem too a bit worse for wear there. We're just looking at it here. Crowley was running forward.
Did he clip his ankles maybe?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It looked to be, was that who was that at the back now?
It's hard to see it clearly there.
Maybe give him a bit of a shove there as he was trying to move the ball forward.
But Paul Moore did very, very well there. And in the first half, Paul Moore got on an awful lot of ball. He's probably been Arklow's most influential player in this game so far.
Where's Paul Moore? Paul Moore really just to be young again and just have that bit of confidence. Just to hop the ball forward. Paddy Kavanagh now, speaking of young men, scored a free in the first half, lining this one up. However, substitute coming on for Carnew. Owen Young is coming on. Owen Kavanagh is coming off.
Substitution of Carnew Emmets team, number 5. Owen Young.
So Owen Young, of course, was selected to start. He is on. Owen Kavanagh makes way. Arklow now looking to bring it back down to a 2-score game, and Paddy Kavanagh just taps it over. Carnew 12 points, Arklow 6 points. 41 minutes on the clock. 19 minutes to go.
Yeah, Arklow still have a lot of work to do to get back into this game. 6 points down still.
Cormac Doyle with the kick out. Looking for Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle gets a hand to it. Moves it on quickly, Paddy's arm, but of course he's not showing up his hand though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I think he should have been allowed to play on there.
Yeah.
He didn't put the hand up for the mark.
I suppose in this case it works in Carn. And it's free, yeah, well. I tell you what, it worked very much in their favour in that case.
They can bring this back out now if they want as well. Will Sean Murphy put it on the ground again?
We'll see, is he coming out? Oh, he's there next to Dorn. But
no, they're just going to tap another point over the bar. Yeah, I think Anthony might have got that one slightly wrong there. I think that he should have been allowed to continue on. He didn't put the hand up for the mark.
Ben Brosnan now, just to cancel out that Paddy Kavanagh score. Straight away. Brosnan makes no mistake. Carnew back out by 7. 7 is a lucky number. Will they continue to have luck? The way Arklow are going, you would imagine so.
Even with the wind at their backs, you're not seeing the scoring threat from Arklow. Apart from frees, they don't look like they're very dangerous from open play, but maybe they'll prove me wrong here.
Sean Hurley going forward. Chris O'Brien seeing it now. Goal chance, he just fumbles at the wrong time. And it's going to go went harmlessly wide, and Carnew with the kick out. This is it'll be interesting to see now when this match ends. Whoever may be the victor. Is it all part of the plan, or is this completely beyond Carnew's wildest expectations? Into midfield by Cormac Doyle. Aaron O'Brien wins it. On here now for the substitute who's come in for Arklow, number 18, gets it down to Brian Hurley. Tiernan McBride has made the run forward again, but Brian Hurley takes a shot on. Has he got it?
Yeah, that's
over the bar. Brian Hurley with his first score today. Arklow back to 6, the deficit back down to 6 points. And that's more like it really from Arklow, winning that break in the kick out and bring it forward with pace.
Yeah, and in both games here today, it's been won and lost around the middle third. Kickouts have been so important, and I suppose that's been evident throughout the league and championship campaigns at intercounty level as well.
Cormac Doyle with another long ball, looking for Jack Doyle, who catches it despite Chris O'Brien Senior's intervention, and he gets it free for Holden. Carnew now looking to get on with it. Podge Doran can't kick it and go. And it seems to be a sub as well coming in for Arklow. Number 10, Mark Hurley, will be introduced shortly.
Again, I think Anthony should be letting that go.
Mark Hurley. Well, he wasn't, I suppose, like Pajon wasn't the man who was fouled.
Anyone can take the top so long go.
So off comes Stephen Hurley, on comes Mark Hurley, so we still have Hurleys to worry about. Dorn looking at his options, didn't really have too much. However, he seemed to have an Owen Young. Sean Hurley was in a hot pursuit with him now. Jack Doyle has it. Back to Owen Young. Owen Young, that's definitely a high challenge, yeah, and it's going to be a free out. And Owen Young gets on with it quickly. Owen Young didn't really get to go too far with that, and Mark Hurley now in possession. Carl Kerwin. Ben Brosnan in hot pursuit, but Carl Kerwin still has it. Back out now to Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley gets it out wide. Going forward, it's Darragh Fitzgerald. Darragh Fitzgerald in, looking for Paddy Kavanagh. Paddy Kavanagh jinks back, goes for the score as he got it. Looked to be wide, but I think it was on an advantage there, was he?
Was Darragh Fitzgerald taken out of it off the ball?
Must be, he's down there. Let's have a consultant there. Yeah, looking back on a replay here.
Maybe the Carnew man stood his ground and Darragh was happy to go down as well.
So again, to eat away at the lead. We're halfway through this half. And there, Arklow have taken this free out to the arc. Sean Hurley. Looking to make this, to bring Glen Clawwood's depth to bring down to 4 points. Sean Hurley strikes it low and it goes to the right and wide. The umpire has signalled. That is a big let off for Carnew.
Yeah, the fact that he took it from outside the arc there, I wonder was it an advantage, because if you're fouled inside the arc you can't bring it back out, so it must have been for an earlier advantage that Anthony gave that.
Oh, Mark Doyle hitting it long, looking for John Doyle. Aaron O'Brien catches it despite his Mark Hurley's intervention there.
And takes the mark.
Takes the mark, back over to Mark Hurley. Mark Hurley inside here is Sean Crowley. Sean Crowley hits it out wide and she's hit there by, goes into Sean Murphy. But Arklow still playing on. Sean Crowley is just getting back to his feet, but Paul Moore now has it inside the 21. Looking for the run. Chance for a goal, oh, it's gone wide! Kieran Hyland.
Now I think Sean Murphy's in trouble here. I think Sean Murphy's going on a black card here.
Sean Crowley hit into Sean Murphy. Anthony Nolan reckons it was foul play by Sean Murphy. They're consulting with each other, or lecturing rather, going on for a Sean. Just 14 minutes left, or less than 14 minutes left to go. From the way Sean Murphy's backing off, it doesn't look like he's been sent to the... Yeah, it's a yellow card.
Yellow card.
Yellow card for Sean Murphy. And it's a free for Arklow. So they will have a chance now to get a score, or work a score here. As they get it back underway. So that's Darragh Fitzgerald gets it forward. Back to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald assessing his options. Sees the run of Andrew Marr. Andrew Marr catch that well. It was an undercooked pass, but he did well to keep that in possession. Back out wide, Fitzgerald. Was that?
The wind has definitely died down as well. It's not as much of an advantage for Arklow as it was for Carnew.
There comes in the shot from Tiernan McBride. Cormac Doyle gets a hand to it, but Sean Crowley is picking up the pieces here. Gets it out wide. And a shot coming in there from number Grace O'Brien Senior. Raises a white flag. Now that is Carnew 13 points. Arklow 9 points. Doesn't seem the scoreboard is taking that. Or am I getting things wrong here myself? Cormac Doyle with the kick out into Mark Hurley's hands. Arklow now are starting to get on top of these kickouts. Chris O'Brien seeing her. On the ball. Kicks it infield. Back out to Sean Crowley. Aaron O'Brien. Assessing his options. Goes for the long ball looking for Brian Hurley. Brian Hurley, without even looking at the target, puts it over the bar. Brian Hurley with a score from play. It is now Carnew 13 points. Arklow 9.
A change for Carnew there.
Change for Carnew coming on.
Darcy's coming in.
John Darcy's on. Who's been called off here? John Doyle is the man who's trotting across to the line.
John has put in a great shift today. He was very effective around the middle third.
And he's rightly so getting a massive applause from his supporters. Cormac Doyle once again with a kick out. Looking for Sean Murphy. He's underneath the butt. However, Sean Crowley gets to it. Crowley, go forward now. Arklow on the... Looking to go quickly. Seems to be a foul though. And a free for Arklow.
I'm not sure what that's for again.
He's holding a lot of play up here today, Anthony Nolan. Paul Moore. Must bring it into space now onto Andrew Marr. Andrew Marr to Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley back to Aaron O'Brien. And O'Brien looking out wide. And that was Mark Hurley who did well to keep in possession. Dara Fitzgerald. Over to Tiernan McBride. McBride has Marr out here wide. And he uses him. Still another patient build-up. Andrew Marr thinks he can spot a gap, and he has done. He's created the gap himself. Andrew Marr still going forward. Hopping off the turf. And that is a brilliant score by Andrew Marr. That has brought it down to a one-score game. Carnew 13, Arklow 10 points. They're off and running now. They've come back into this game very well.
Since Andy Marr came on at half-time, he's really changed things up for Arklow. He's running directly at Carnew and he's causing a lot of problems.
He's creating gaps for himself there. It's a hard skill. Off balance even hitting that, but still managed to get it over. Doyle now a miss hit. Kick out. Tiernan McBride gets it forward. Here is Paddy Kavanagh. Paddy Kavanagh onto Fitzgerald. Dara Fitzgerald gets the first goal of the game. An error from Cormac Doyle on the kick out.
And there's a Carnew man down in the middle of the field.
You see there, things to be Owen Young is down. Things are level here. This is a brilliant comeback by Arklow, really. I'd say in the past 5-10 minutes they've got on top of things in the at the kick out. Number 27 coming on for Carnew is Paddy McGing.
It's probably the first mistake Cormac Doyle has made today, but it was a costly one.
Costly one. Tiernan McBride was quick to it. Paddy Kavanagh made a brilliant run. Dara Fitzgerald finishes it low.
Substitution on the Carnew Emmets team. Number 27, Paddy McGee.
Cormac Doyle with the kick out.
Number 10, Richard Green.
Richie Green's gone off for Carnew. Sean Murphy catch that. That's a big catch for Carnew. And he works it to Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan out to Ken Cullen. Ken Cullen to Jack Doyle. Doyle skips past Tiernan McBride, but McBride is still in pursuit. Oh no. As Jack Doyle hops inside. He's in acres of space out in the middle third. Dan Redmond. Back out to Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan back to Dan Redmond. Still just under 10 minutes to go. This and the game in the balance.
Carnew are not panicking at all. Ben Brosnan seems to be dictating a lot of where the ball goes, and they're going to be patient and try and work a winning score.
And now back to Ben Brosnan. Brosnan brings it back into his own half. He's looking forward. There's not much options for him, but he just hangs on to possession anyway. And now Podge Dorm. Fionn Darcy making the run forward, however he hands it off. Colin McRae. Colin McRae back to Dan Redmond. Redmond to Brosnan. Brosnan looking for Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy is well marked by Tom Marr. And Adam O'Leary comes out and wins the free, and Arklow can break away here now and relieve that pressure. They've Arklow now just what was working for Carnew, those long balls in. Now Arklow are getting on top of. They work it down on the stand side. Here is Sean Hurley into Andrew Marr. Andrew, it's a long ball forward. Looking for that Brian Senior. Mr. Brian Senior has Carl Carwin making a run forward. Doesn't use him but cuts inside. Chris O'Brien checks back out to Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley is going to go for the 2-pointer. It's going to drop short. Cormac Doyle gathers. Now with Michael Rock. Working out to Owen Young. You feel the next score could be absolutely vital. Brian Hurley swings around Owen Young, but he firms that. Tommy Collins on the ball. Tommy going through a challenge there. Firms it all right. Works it back to Pog's door. And now Dan Redmond. Dan Redmond back on the ball. Out wide. Here is Ben Brosnan. Skips it forward, but that actually works in his favour as he skips past Mark Hurley.
Mark couldn't cross the line. He was the last man.
Pog's Dorn in possession now. Pog's Dorn just rocking it forward, bringing it forward here. Still going. On to Paddy McGinn. Out to Conor McRae now. Owen Young almost just shielding him from the challenge, the quick challenge from Shannon McBride. Shannon McBride gets on him anyway. It's on to Owen Young. Owen Young goes for the shot. It's dropping in for Murphy. Murphy with the hand. What a save by Adam O'Leary! Oh my days. Adam O'Leary. Cat-like reflexes to stop that. It was a brilliant kick, fist back by Sean Murphy.
It was a fantastic save from Adam. It's gone out for a 45 now.
And with Sean Murphy, he was scored a 45 in the first half of the turf. But there is a man down out wide. Looks to be an Arklow man. But what a chance there, and what a save. There's a lot of moments in which you'd be looking back on after this match to say that's where the game was won and lost. So many big moments. Of course, we had the clearance in the first half from Arklow as well, off the line from Dan Redmond's shot. Carnew with a chance to go back ahead. Throw Sean Murphy 45. He absolutely letters his foot through these balls. Let's see how he gets on here. He slips with taking this one, but that doesn't matter this time round. He puts it over the bar. Carnew up by a point. 14 points to 110.
And there's an injury on the Arklow team. I'm not sure who it is down over there, is it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure there. Is that Tom Marr, is it? No, Tom Marr is out there.
Is it Darragh Fitzgerald?
Doesn't look to be. Adam O'Leary now with the kick out. It's going to drop on top of Owen Young. Paddy Calvin gets a hand to it. But Carnew with Ben Brosnan have picked up the break. Ben Brosnan.
And are Arklow man down now at the moment?
Justin House.
I think they are.
Arklow with just 14 men. Justin House works it inside. But however, that was a brilliant hand there by Sean Crowley, who gets it forward to Chris O'Brien. Chris O'Brien now surrounded by blue jerseys. He's killed on possession. Tommy Collins is tackling well. But he gets it forward. And here is Paddy Kavanagh to level things up. He's on an advantage. But Paddy Kavanagh doesn't need it as he's leveled things up. It's 111 to 14.
And JP Hurley is coming in here now.
JP Hurley, number 26, will be coming on. Trying to spot exactly who it is. I think you might be right. I think it is Darragh Fitzgerald. How to get confirmation now.
Number 26, JP Hurley. Replaces number 15, Darragh Fitzgerald.
Darragh Fitzgerald off. The goal scorer. Things level, 5 minutes to go. Cormac Doyle boots it up into the sky. Into midfield. Arklow though should get this break with Chris O'Brien. Chris O'Brien to JP Hurley. He's just on the pitch. What's he going to do here? Hits it across, looking for Brian Hurley. But just gone wide. He just overcooked that ball. Right idea though.
I'm not sure. I think that he's only on the field. He should have secured the ball and tried to get it over the bar.
Looking for himself there. Those positions. Again, will they look to rule that? And that's a missed time challenge there for Pog's Dorn. Arklow do come away with it. Arklow have won it. Carl Cowan. On now to Sean Crowley. Crowley lets it go to Carl Cowan. Scored a point in the first half. He checks back inside. Out to Brian Hurley. Brian Hurley with the outside of the boot. Looking for Paddy Kavanagh sneaking inside, but he doesn't get there. Justin House gets to that ball, and Podge Doran now in possession. Carnew looking to break away, and Carnew have won a free out. Brian Hurley with a high challenge. Podge Doran looking on with quickly. However, Anthony Nolan wants to have a chat with Brian Hurley. Justin House as well seems to be cleared. Oh, it seems to be cleared out after that.
Yeah. Justin House commanding figure in there, won that high ball well and broke out. Brian Hurley's going to get a yellow card here.
You can bet your house on it that Justin will not go down without a fight. Dorn to get us back underway. Now things level. Kicked out here. Jack Doyle. Doyle's pass seemed not to be the right option. However, Carnew do come away with it now. Dan Redmond. Bit of space to run into for Dan Redmond. Tom Maher is just looking at Colin McRae to see where he's going. Now Ben Brosnan scored an absolute cracking two-pointer at the end of the first half. It doesn't seem to be time for anything like that just yet. Dorn now in possession.
No, Carnew are going to be deliberate again. They're going to slow things down, dictate the play.
Now here is Paddy McGing. Paddy McGing with a bit of space to run into. Looking forward for the runner, but it's just too heavy of a pass, and Arklow intercept and come away. Chris O'Brien now to Sean Hurley. Sean Hurley has a lot of space here to run into. Carl Carwin is out there with them, and so is Paul Moore. Paul Moore with the ball in his hand, out wide, and that is Mark Hurley. The ball is dropping well wide. It's a bit of a let off. Again, Arklow had options there. They could have worked the score.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes to go. Is this game going to be going into extra time, or is there a winner? Cormac Doyle with the kick out. Cormac Doyle hits it high, looking for Sean Murphy. Murphy does get a hand to it, and Collins should get there. He does. And surely he's fouled, and he wants to get out with it quickly, and as is right. He gives it off now, looking for Dorn. Dorn. Hogs Dorn with Sean Crowley just jockeying him. And out to Colin McRae. Back to Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy shifts the challenge. Sean Murphy surrounded by white jerseys. Tommy Conlon gets a boot to it. Here is Owen Young. Owen Young out wide. Paddy McGing. Paddy McGing not interested in taking a shot. He gets it back out to Dan Redmond. Redmond and Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle to Conor McRae.
They're going to try to get Brosnan on the ball again, are they?
But McRae takes a challenge there from Hurley. Another Hurley on him. That's Sean. But McRae is almost through there. Fisted over! Carnew lead! 15 points to 111. Conor McRae.
That's a great score from Conor McRae.
With two Hurleys in hot pursuit of him. He pays no heed to them and just fists it over. Well taken score, 50 seconds left. Adam O'Leary, Arklow are going to need possession from this kick out. Gonna go long here, but Jack Doyle should gather, and he does! Jack Doyle leads it into space for Ben Brosnan. Ben Brosnan now. Surely now, Ben is just holding it up here. No need to rush, a point up, 30 seconds left. Owen Young, back to Jack Doyle. In the corner, Tom Maher trying to tackle, but Jack Doyle shifting the challenge. Gets it free. A chance now for Carnew to go 2 ahead, or even 3 ahead.
I think Carnew will slow it down, and they'll try to keep the ball, and when the hooter goes, they'll just kick it out.
This is, the clock is still running, 9 seconds, 8. Tommy is out in space. Ben though, just taking his time. Hooter a sound. This ball goes out of play. Carnew are in the final. Carnew are into the Boom and Platform Senior Football Championship final. Last year's Intermediate Championship champions with a 1-point victory over Arklow. Can you believe it, Podge?
You have to say they're full value for the win. They came with a game plan. They were very, very effective, and they knew how they wanted to play. They didn't go away from that game plan all throughout the game. They were slow, deliberate, but they knew what they were doing.
Is it fair to say, are they still in bonus territory now?
I don't know. I don't think you can write Carnew off now after a performance like that. They're after beating some of the best teams along the way. They drew at Balderdash the first day out. You know, they're after beating Racknew in the last game, and now a heavily fancied Arklow side. I wouldn't be writing them off anyway.
Of course, with Carnew next weekend, they'll be playing in both the intermediate and senior hurling championship semi-final. So a treble may be on for this club. And for today, an absolutely brilliant performance by them. And thank you very much to yourselves at home for watching. Have a lovely evening and take care.